Most welcome to Human TV Africa. You are watching us live wherever you are. This is Humans TV Africa. My name is Kato Mukasa, a Ugandan lawyer interested in issues human rights. We do promote human rights, and of course, we want to promote rights of the vulnerable. And this is Humans TV Africa, where we do that. In the studio is Dennis Bongole to do the show production. Today, we want to handle homosexuality law in Africa, how they have been affecting Africa. This is episode number 11. This is episode number 11 under the banner, under the thing, the focus on anti-homosexuality laws in Africa. This is episode number 11. Today, we look at constitutional petitions, but also we look at other petitions, general petitions. What do people do when their government decide to tramp upon their rights? What should the minorities do? We want to use this program to empower people watching us to know exactly what other people do. So if you are in Kenya, you were in Tanzania, you were in Malawi, you were in Zambia, Zimbabwe, Nigeria, you were in all these countries where we are having bad laws against vulnerable people, not only homosexuals, but other people. This show is going to show you some of the techniques you can use to petition. When you petition, as lawyers, we talk about petitions in courts of law, but of course you can petition other means. You can petition a ministry, you can petition an agency, you can petition a religious body. So petitions are not only about courts of law. Petitions go beyond courts of law. Today, it's about constitutional petitions, but also I'm going to be showing you other forms of petitions. Now, in Uganda, for example, the first anti-homosexuality petition against the law came out in 2014. In 2014, of course, we saw lawyers going into the court. A good number of lawyers, yes, went into the constitutional court. Where do you petition on matters of anti-homosexuality laws? You go to the Constitutional Court, yes, and of course that time many of us had complained about the law. So over 50 NGOs had complained. What the court did was to consolidate. The court does what we call consolidating petitions. You bind them together, join them together, and make one petition. All of us had petitioned. Many of the NGOs in Uganda petitioned, including the academia. These are the academia, people from Makerere University and researchers had petitioned the court. NGOs, academia had petitioned the court. The year was 2014. And then what court did was to consolidate, bring the petitions together, make one petition. Even if there are 100 petitioners, 100 NGOs petitioning the court, we are going to have one petition. So what the court did was to look at all our petitions and then go to one petition, and successfully we were able to challenge the law in Uganda, and the Anti-Homosexuality Act of 2014 was quashed. Yes, the same year was quashed, was declared null and void. Now, this is one clear way of petitioning. You can use courts of law, get good lawyers, get smart lawyers who love what they do, and they're going to do for you justice. In Malawi, the year was 2010. The year was 2010. There were two cases that became so popular in Malawi. A case of Tiwonge Timbalanga. Tiwonge Timbalanga, you can see that guy Tiwonge Timbalanga right there, and another man called Stephen Monjeza. These were two homosexuals in Malawi. You can see them in court right there. One is Tiwonge Timbalanga in the foreground, and in the background, left back, is his partner, Stephen Monjeza. Stephen Monjeza were caught as gay men in Malawi and taken to the court in Malawi. The court is in Blantyre, Malawi. And on 20th of May of 2010, the judge sentenced them to a couple of years, that was about 14 years in prison for unnatural acts and errors of indecency under Malawi's constitution. So these people you see on the screen, Tiwonje Chimbalanga and Stephen Monjeza, were caught red-handed as homosexuals, and of course they were taken to court and court sentenced them to 14 years in prison. What happened was that international organizations condemned the act. International NGOs, Amnesty International, all these NGOs were condemning, including the UN Secretary General, Ban Ki-moon. Yes, Ban Ki-moon holding a conference, to talk about it. And of course, because of the UNAIDS condemnation, Amnesty International, and others, the president of Malawi, by then, was the somehow so sense in declaring these people free. The president is called President Bingu Wamtharika, announced a pardon, and said, "I'm giving you a pardon on humanitarian grounds only." Yes, he had a press conference, yes, and announced that. You can imagine the pressure international community put on President Bingu there. So, of course, there was Madonna. Madonna also came out. The year was again 2010, May 21st. Madonna came out and condemned President Bingu of Malawi and Malawi government and courts of law for jailing that gay couple. They said, no, these guys had liberty. They were in their room. I mean, they were doing their business, not in public. They were in their private room. Why were you interfering? And of course, because of pressure, when they were pardoned, they were given conditions. One of them had to marry a woman. So one of them actually ended up moving in with a woman to show public that, you see, we are no longer homosexual. You see, now I have a wife. That was the pressure. One of the conditions I think the president gave was that if I pardon you, you're going to marry. Now, again, that one goes against their rights as human beings. They were homosexuals. They are homosexuals. But one of them was actually forced to leave the other and end up getting a woman, because as one of the conditions secretly for pardoning them was that you must get married. So they were released from prison, pardoned because of petitions, individual petitions to UN, World Bank, and others. Now, today, there's another Kill the Gay bill in Uganda, passed in 2023. The year was May, and the president signed it. Uganda's Museveni signed it. Today, they have been called internationally, especially in the UK, United Kingdom. Activists are saying they will not invite Anita Mong. This is the Speaker of Parliament of Uganda. These are personal targeted petitions. I'm giving you examples of petitions. You can target people. You don't need to go to court every time. You can simply target people, mention them, write petitions, and spread them all over. Today, people have been targeting Anita Among, the Speaker of Parliament, because people bamshaft her. She uses vulgar names. And even those who are opposing her, she calls them homosexuals. Today, she has been calling people in opposition homosexuals. She calls them bamshafters. You know, when they criticize her, she calls them homosexuals. So today, people in the UK, activists in the UK, have petitioned UK government and tell them, please do not allow Anita Mong to travel to UK. Now, my friend here, colleague Peter Tatchell, a well-known international gay rights activist, yes, Peter Tatchell, one of the guys that have been petitioning Uganda House, call it Embassy of Uganda in the UK, petitioning the Parliament of the UK, demanding the government of Uganda to be banned, especially petitions in Uganda, to be banned from traveling to the UK. Peter Tatchell does individual petitions. It targets people that basically violate human rights. And of course, Peter Tatchell Foundation has also been known for championing gay rights in Zambia, of course, Malawi, and Nigeria. December 2012, there was a London petition. Petitioners in England went to the embassy of Nigeria and petitioned when Nigeria had outed the Kill the Gay bill in Nigeria. The year was 2012, December, and of course, Peter Tuchel had to petition again. Of course, petitioners from all over the world have been petitioning. So you can have these petitions, kind of demonstrations, written messages, posters. You can petition in different ways. Peter Tuchel has a foundation that is so good in petition. Yes, I know Peter Tuchel. I've met him several times. He's a good advocate for human rights. And of course, Peter Tuchel has been among those people who are saying they will not allow Anita Mong to come to the UK, ban her from entering the UK. And of course, they are calling upon the government of the UK to also target other politicians. Yes, Anita Mong today, the Speaker of Ughanda's Parliament. She's very homophobic. She's very condescending. She's very patronizing. Yeah, she calls people bum shafters. She's vulgar in her approach, and she wants to use homophobia to witch hunt the opposition in Uganda. So people are saying this woman should be targeted because we know they normally want to travel to foreign countries. Let them be stopped from travel. In that way, they'll get sense, and so maybe what we are doing is not so good. People don't look at us in the light we think they should. And of course, there are many petitions. I told you, you can petition in different ways. You can get simple posters and petition the public, petition an agency. Petitions go beyond the courtrooms. You can go to court. You can go to social media. You can go to the streets and petition. You can go to the embassies and petition. These are different ways in which people come and say, look, enough is enough. And you can petition on anything. Lack of good leadership, lack of water, bad roads, bad petitions. You can go to court and meet like Owinyo Dolo, the Chief Justice of Uganda. You can petition these guys in court. So I'm showing you all avenues you can use to petition. They can be individual petitions. They can be legal petitions. Go before the law. Justice for all. We are sure of that. Go and petition to the Constitutional Court. You can use avenues of the law, but also you can go to the streets. In 2014, our colleagues went to the course of law. Professor Joy Oloka Onyango, Honorable Felix Odoi Olerero, Andrew M. Mwenda, Professor Maurice Ogenga Latigo, Dr. Paul Nsubuga Samugoma, Jacqueline Kasha Nabagasela, Julian Pepe Onziema, Frank Mugisha, Human Rights Awareness and Promotion Platform, and the Center for Health, Human Rights and Development, Suhud, went to court and had a petition that was heard. The year was 2014, and by August 2014, the law had been quashed. The law was declared null and void. Today, we have the same law back. It came back in 2013, 2023, and again, people have gone back to court. This is David Kato. He was killed after petition. Kato actually petitioned. He went to the suit of Uganda, went to the UK, and petitioned. Traveled to the UK and petitioned. When he came back to Uganda, he was killed. David Kato petitioned, remember, as an individual was petitioning agencies, bodies, and he was killed. Now that is David Kato. Of course, we can organize petitions in different ways. For example, there's the Bakuya Togering WhatsApp channel, one of those channels organized by Farug, Freedom and Rome Uganda. They have these podcasts, WhatsApp groups. You organize. You have to meet and organize. Before you think about petitioning, meet and organize. And have these WhatsApp groups which are secure. Have these podcasts which are secure. Brainstorm, organize, have strategies. Brainstorm, have these small meetings. As you can see here, people have small meetings. They meet, strategize, and find a way forward. This is beautiful. And of course, you can petition using International Day. If there's International Day like Women's Day, you can use it to petition. That is, you can use it to have your message forward. You simply target one day and use it. For example, there is a Ramadan Kareem. People are having their religious season. Muslims use that time when they think they are holy, when they think they are praying, and now sneak in your petition. Yes, go to the streets, go to the social media, use their Ramadan Kareem Day, where they think they're going to be pure and they're going to be forgiving. Now challenge them and say, why don't you coexist with such people? Use their days. If it's Christmas Day, use that season. Use the religious seasons to petition. I told you, petitions are beyond courtrooms. There's petition, for example, you can petition about health. You can petition about bisexual rights. You can petition using an awareness month. You get a month and saying you are going to be creating awareness throughout this month, and you petition generally. You petition using that month. Of course, there are Pride months. Of course, you can petition privately. Your faces are covered, but the message is going. You can see the flag there, the flag for the LGBTIQ plus movement. That's the flag they use worldwide, and of course, they are petitioning right there. But they are covering their faces because they don't want you to identify them, because we are going to witch hunt them. So, as you petition, be clear of your safety. Be sure to safeguard your safety. Your safety is very important before you do any petition. Think about your safety first. Are you going to be safe, or you'll be in trouble after petitioning? So, this is Massive Africa. We will give you these tips, human rights tips, to keep you safe and alive, because we know there's too much homophobia out there, and as a team, we promote these rights, and of course we promote safety for the LGBTI people in Africa, where they face death and life imprisonment. We come here and talk about these issues to protect lives. We simply want to protect lives and bring sanity back to Africa, especially governments in Africa that use it as a weapon to damage, to harm, to beat, to imprison, to scapegoat homosexuals. Thank you so much for watching. My name is Katom Kasta, and of course I want to encourage you to continue subscribing to Humanist TV Africa. Watch these and more shows. Thank you so much for watching. See you in the next show.